Did Western civilian technology just help guide a deadly, decapitating strike on a college dormitory full of sleeping teenagers? That is the explosive question echoing through the Kremlin today. Following a devastating drone swarm attack in the city of Starobelsk, Russian officials are accusing Ukraine of not just a localized strike, but of using NATO-linked supply chains to purposefully slaughter civilians in what Moscow is calling a horrifying escalation.
Well, it seems that deliberately, precisely deliberately committing the gravest crimes against children, teenagers in the Petromedical College in Starobelsk and right now in Genichinsk, the Kyiv elite decided to open a new page in the series of their crimes to give a new quality to the conflict as a whole. Well, that is their choice.
The details of the attack are catastrophic. Rescue workers, utilizing local farming equipment, spent 45 grueling hours digging through the rubble of a 5-story student dormitory, repeatedly forced to take cover as drones continued to loiter overhead. The regional head presented a grim picture to the president, emphasizing that this was not a tragic accident of war, but a calculated massacre.
Directly on the college dormitory, 3 strikes were carried out using unmanned aerial vehicles, which indicates that the action was planned and targeted. That is, there can be no talk of any accident or any other type. It was a targeted, massive strike on the children who were in this college.
But it's the technology recovered from the ashes that threatens to turn this regional tragedy into an international geopolitical firestorm. The head of Russia's investigative committee dropped a bombshell during the briefing, alleging that a commercial civilian satellite network was the very tool used to execute the pinpoint attack on the school.
The premeditation of the actions of the Ukrainian military is indicated by the use of Starlink antennas installed on the PLAs for targeting via satellite communication. At the time of the attack, there were 85 students aged 15 to 22 in the theatrical building of the dormitory.
Furthermore, officials insist these were not off-the-shelf commercial quadcopters. Military investigators detailed a highly sophisticated 16-drone swarm utilizing heavy, domestically built Ukrainian UAVs. Armed with massive 120-kilogram explosive payloads, they were powerful enough to cause the structural collapse of the multi-story building and trap dozens inside.
As a result of the explosions and subsequent fires, a partial collapse of the interfloor ceilings in the dormitory from the 5th to the 2nd floor occurred. In total, 70 young people suffered, of whom 21 people died. 49 students received injuries of varying degrees of severity, including 19 minors.
The origin of the drone components, however, is what is drawing a direct line straight to the West. The investigative report claims that while the drones were built in Ukraine, the brains powering them were overwhelmingly Western, exposing a massive, porous global supply chain where lethal heavy munitions are being pieced together using imported electronics.
At the sites of their fall and explosions, where we conducted investigative actions, components from NATO countries, the USA, Great Britain, Germany, Italy, the Czech Republic, Tulsi, and the Baltic countries were seized. It has been established that the discovered fragments of PPLAs of Ukrainian production are used to manufacture such types of devices, capable of carrying a warhead weighing up to 120 kilograms each.
An enraged Vladimir Putin is drawing a stark red line. By framing this tragedy as a turning point that alters the very nature of the war, the Russian leader is laying the groundwork for severe retaliation. The message from Moscow is crystal clear. The operators of this drone swarm and the foreign networks that enabled them are now squarely in the crosshairs.